Howdy, friendos. My name is Stuart, and welcome to the
Goblin Slayer video. My name is Goblin Slayer, and I slay goblins!
You know, I was gonna introduce you slowly, put in some build-up, maybe get a little preamble in, maybe plug our Patreons.
I got no time for your silly preambles, parabolas, potions, or whatever the hell you just said. I got places to be, people to save, and goblins to kill! Now hurry up and introduce me, and let's get to the killing parts!
Okay. Everyone, this video, we're talking about an adventurer named Goblin Slayer from the fantasy world of Goblin Slayer. In the past,
Hey, if anyone's gonna be giving my tragic backstory, it's gonna be me, Mr. Goblin Slayer himself.
But you just told me to introduce...
Years ago, back when I was a wee little lad, I was raised in a village. It was a little village. None of you probably ever heard of it, especially since nothing in my world has a proper noun. But that nounless village was a home to lots of small folks, including my nounless sister, my best friend Cowgirl, and myself. One day, when Cowgirl was away on a trip, my village was attacked by goblins! Dirty, disgusting creatures! They did as goblins do, and goblinated my whole town, including my sister, right in front of me. I vowed revenge that day, and that's where I came under the apprenticeship of my master, Burglar.
Oh yeah, can you clear up the misconception about him?
What, that he had a middling pro wrestling career under the name Jimmy the Pygmy Marmoset? Yeah, that was a vicious rumor.
What? No, people think he's a goblin.
Why would I let a goblin teach me how to kill goblins? That makes no sense!
Well, it honestly would have been a pretty neat twist. You know, the one good goblin in the world teaching a human how to kill them en masse. Would be kind of neat.
Now he's a Rhea. The kind of like halflings. P.S. You're a D&D expert, right? What's the other half?
I'm sorry, what?
Half-ling. Half what else?
I don't think it works like that. After 5 years of training on his 15th birthday, Goblin Slayer then becomes an adventurer. Multiclassing into both ranger and fighter, he begins, as you'd expect, and starts his career taking quest after quest, killing goblins. The events of this are covered extensively in the fantastic manga Goblin Slayer Year 1, but we will only be covering the events of the anime today because... frankly, I only have so much gold to pay Goblin Slayer and my editor, and this is the 20th video this month, and I'm running out of Christmas money to pay people.
Just a reminder, I do charge triple for non-goblin slaying work. I'm not even sure how you convinced me to come on this show to begin with.
Anyways, after 5 years of adventuring for the guild, Goblin Slayer became a silver rank, the highest rank a normal adventurer could achieve without doing nationally recognized work. He is now relatively famous and is considered a hero of the frontier, seeing as how he is the strongest hero around that is willing to work for low-paying jobs like goblin killing quests, which is seen as rookie work to everyone else around him. Also, despite his reputation both on the internet and in-universe, Goblin Slayer is surprisingly careful and analytical when invading a nest. He will go out of his way to save hostages and captives and works for pennies in comparison to what his services are actually worth, because he considers it more important to kill goblins and save villages than to be wealthy or famous. Because of all of this, we will begin Goblin Slayer's alignment at lawful good. As for his personality problems...
Excuse you?
Huh?
What problems?
The author has made it clear that Goblin Slayer's quirky behavior is a combination of being slightly neurodivergent and the trauma he faced as a child at the hand of goblins.
Alright, that's fair.
One of the things I like to always praise in anime writing is the fact that the characters often are mentally atypical people without making it the core of their character. Also, despite our special guest,
I'm Goblin Slayer, by the way.
we will be analyzing the Goblin Slayer from the proper anime and not the parody personality developed by our friends over at the Schmuck Squad. Thank you again for joining us today, by the way.
Support the official release. And dubs.
And with all that out of the way,
Let's go!
Today I'm going to do this with the goblin verse for hundreds of people.
Huh. I don't like this little green gross man.
But like the moment you get all scringy and really go into I can't compare to Will's sweaty goblin. My goblin is only kind of sweaty.
No,
But
it's
like-
a good goblin. It is like a greasy goblin.
If I'm ever on fire, don't pour water on me or it will get worse.
See, that's way more fun.
The first thing we see in Goblin Slayer is our hero saving the priestess. Pretty neutral good.
She needs it much more.
Wizard got stabbed with a poison goblin blade. Infection already set in and was gonna cause about 6 more hours of slow, agonizing death. Most likely with intense vomiting and diarrhea. Because it's not goblin poison unless it's as disgusting as possible. Goblin Slayer did her a favor. He dies first!
Priestess and Goblin Slayer save Fighter and kill the rest of the goblins, including a bunch of goblin children. It's hard to say if this is good.
Hey, no! None of that relative morality crap! In this world, there is no good goblin. Those babies would have grown up full of anger and spit and spite and mean, till the gods decide to roll a good aligned goblin and prove otherwise the only good ones are the dead ones. And these goblins are lawfully good.
Goblins usually move around at night and return to their nests in the morning. So at dawn, he checks her land to see if he can find any footprints.
Standard goblin slaying procedure. Start every morning with a hearty breakfast and make sure no filthy goblins were anywhere near your home.
Yo, what is this song? Nat 20 opening.
You can't be too picky when you're just starting out.
Hey, what about that one there? Goblins are easy, right?
That morning, as Goblin Slayer and Priestess were getting quests, they heard about a party of newbie adventurers who are likely going to get killed handling some goblins near a village. Goblin Slayer decides it's too late to interfere and elects to go clear out an elven fortress, lawful neutral.
Where can I find Orkbolg?
Oak?
No, Orc. As in Orc, Orkbolg.
A member of every major race, elves, dwarves, and lizard folk all send representatives towards Goblin Slayer in order to combat the rise of the Demon Lord. His armies march onwards and threaten the world and...
Shush, shish, sheesh! All that's irrelevant. Goblins are involved, and they need a slave. This seems like a job. Good old Mr. Goblin Slayer.
They're highly sensitive to smells.
Ugh, no way! You keep that filth away from me!
You get used to it.
While in a dungeon, they also save a random elven lady and use one of their very valuable spells and potential fighters in order to do it. Neutral good.
If you want to talk about wasting spells, here's an extra ding, since I had to give up my magical squirrel in order to kill a non-goblin threat. Stupid non-goblin threats. The only thing I hate more than those are...
Goblins?
That, and the D-list tabletop YouTubers who interrupt me when I'm giving the dead.
Remind me who this Goblin Slayer is? Oh, that guy.
Yes, that guy.
Forget I said anything.
Cowgirl and I went to town, dropped off cheese, gave some to Lizard Priest, then Poop Patrol asked for weapon advice. Thanks to my tactical prowess, they are now aware that big sticks exist. Also, I watched some Rhea get booted from town. Wait a minute. I didn't do anything this episode! What?
I'm going to slay some goblins.
That quest listing. But who could it be from?
So the manga and the anime differ at this point because Goblin Slayer accepts a quest from the Sword Maiden to kill all the goblins in their sewers. He takes the party and they investigate even though he suspects she may not be telling them everything right away.
We headed to the sewers. Kill a bunch of gobs, including pirates and other surprisingly educated ones. We got ambushed by a long non-goblin, which we used to kill the rest. We left the sewers to take a short rest and resupply and get our spells back.
Goblin Slayer then purchased...
Goblin Slayer Jr.! Not 20 scene! What? All your other guests get to say it. I died. I should get to say it.
And the party head back into the sewers. Thanks to Goblin Slayer Jr., the party were able to survive a trap. The subsequent Nat 20 fight with the Goblin Champion, however, did lead to a near TPK, but fortunately Goblin Slayer managed to improvise garrote wire and warded them off. Though the party was saved, this led to Goblin Slayer's untimely death.
I got better.
Sword Maiden and Priestess used the resurrection ritual to bring Goblin Slayer back to life, to save Priestess's dignity when she asked...
You didn't say anything, did you?
He was surprisingly tactful, and I'm just going to give him an extra neutral good for this. Plus, he goes on a platonic date with Priestess later where they bond and get ice cream, and I'm all about that cute soft shit right now. Neutral good.
Behold.
After a short rest, the party descend back into the sewers to kill a copyright-safe, totally not a beholder.
Goblins are a menace, but copyright laws are sometimes almost as bad.
They then discover an artifact that acts as a portal to another location that was allowing the goblins to evade the town.
Thanks to my brilliant strategy, we killed all the goblins and prevented them from using it ever again.
If it's within my power to answer you, I will do so.
You knew what was down there, didn't you?
Later that evening, he confronts Sword Maiden about the holes in her story.
I knew things were fishy as soon as she mentioned that they found the bodies of girls on the street. Goblins keep their toys until they're completely broken. Because of Sword Maiden's trauma and scars from goblins, she elected to hire the party and I to handle them.
Sword Maiden not being entirely truthful about the goblins and relying on Goblin Slayer instead of her own resources is not only irresponsible, but also takes the best possible defender away from other villages that need his help more than one of the world's most powerful spellcasters. In the proper situation, Goblin Slayer should probably report her behavior to the guild and possibly her church, but...
Goblins need to die, and if Sword Maiden can't handle the goblins in her nightmares, it's understandable she can't handle the ones in Watertown sewers. Pathetic, but understandable. I'll kill the goblins in her dreams, but it'll be her job to handle her inner demons.
Right. Once this is over, I want us to go to a festival back in the village. All three of us. We can't lose this battle. We have to save the world!
The hero and her party killed the Demon Lord, so everyone is just kind of celebrating, and Goblin Slayer is just doing maintenance on the farm, his equipment, and his relationships this episode.
You'll get grease on you.
Olive. Good morning. It'll be just a minute. Breakfast is almost ready.
Run.
Plot twist! Goblins are afoot? Who could have guessed that? Oh wait, me! Turns out there's a massive horde being led by a goblin lord nearby. I tell Cowgirl she needs to run to the safety of the town while I handle it. But she refuses.
In her defense, it's because she considers the farm both of your homes and doesn't want to see you killed or your home destroyed. She's defending you from yourself as much as you're trying to defend them. Neutral good.
Judging by the footprints the scouts left, there's at least 100 of them.
100?
Please, I'm asking for your help.
This forces Goblin Slayer to think of a way to not die, so he goes and puts in a quest at the guild. He offers literally everything he owns as a quest reward, which gets the entire guild to support him in a great show of camaraderie. Lawful good.
Yeah! Now! Time to earn your gold, boys! Attack! Common goblin mistake. They're not the only ones who can throw wave after wave of minions at a problem until it's solved. While they were distracted by the non-Goblin Slayer adventurers, I wiped out the Goblin Lord nest, and thanks to Priestess, we managed to slay their leader.
I'm the Goblin Slayer.
Did you give this to me?
You finished the Goblin Lord.
Aw, you gave her the gold coin?
She earned it!
And you took off your helmet?
She asked for it!
Aw, you really do care, you big old softy.
Of course I do. Whoever thinks I don't is nothing better than a filthy goblin! Sure, I only take on goblin slaying quests, and maybe I don't know the difference between an ogre and an owlbear, but I know this. If I don't take care of those filthy, disgusting creatures, then who else will? Who else will a nameless, copperless village call upon to keep them safe? Spear guy? Witch? Certainly not Sword Maiden. Name another adventurer who will make sure that a little girl will grow up and see her wedding day in peace. Who else will make sure that no other filthy, disgusting goblin will destroy any more villages and create another heartless freak like me? I'm the monster. I have to be, so no other little boy has to watch his sister get violated and butchered before his very eye. I am the Goblin Slayer, and I will slay every goblin!
Damn, dude.
Yeah, might be about revenge, but it's also about saving lives.
But it is fun, though, right?
Oh yeah, killing goblins is a load of fun! And if you want to see the goblin slaying fun, you should head on over to the Grimjack channel to watch all the goblin slaying abridged content we got there, and other anime parodies.